Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial we are going to make ear wires. So we'll start with a basic hook. This is like a little variation which I will also show you how to make. The next one is a French fish hook, which is also basically a variation of a basic hook. Then we'll make these long wires, and lastly we'll make beading hoops. So I'll talk about finishing your wires, like rounding the ends and strengthening them. I am using 18 gauge wire because it's just easy to work with, because it's a bit harder. I think the industry standard is 20 gauge, 20 or 19, but 18 is also fine. So ideally you would have half hard wire, but if you don't, you will need these two or one of them. So you can harden your findings. And ideally you will have a set of mandrels. But it's not necessary, you can just use pens or sharpies or whatever you have. So let's get going. We will start from the most basic and easy, just fish hook. So I've got two pieces of wire here. They are about 2.5 inches long, but 2 inches would probably be enough, but better safe than sorry. So I have mandrels, which I advise everyone to buy. They're super cheap. I mean, like they're like 15 Canadian, which is like 10 American dollars maybe on Amazon, and they come in different shapes. Different diameters. So for making circles, loops, they're super convenient. Anyway, so I'm gonna take the second smallest. It's 3/8 of an inch, which is I guess about 1 centimeter probably. I'll take my two pieces of wire. We're making both earrings at the same time because we want them to be identical. So I'll put the wires like this, kind of slightly off center, and just bend them around the mandrel. Well, this is a really long, so yeah, 2 inches would probably be enough. And so we want to have your loop can go like for, you know, to put the earring, either go inside or on the outside. Let's make the outside loop. And as I said, this is going to be way too long, so I'm going to have to trim some, let's say that much. And same on the other side, but we can do it later. So I'll just take my round nose plier and make loop and bring it all the way here, and then I'll do exactly the same on the other side, you know, vaguely trying to make them of the same size, similar size. Let's see. Okay, that looks about right. Now this is obviously humongous. Unless you want to have a really long part here, it's totally up to you. I don't, so I will grab this here perhaps and make a little bend. This may be too much, but that's also fine. Squeeze them a little bit more. Trim. Again, I want them to be identical, so trim. And what you do now, so basically, you know, if you just cut your wire, it's going to be straight and scratchy. So there's a few options you can do. first and the easiest is to take a file and just like file it on all sides, making sure it's softening, you know, the like I'm sure if you have earrings, you've noticed that the end is kind of rounded. So another thing, you can actually get a special tool which has like a see, it's a ball cup burr. So what you do is you will put the your earring like this and just like move around, and it will you know, you obviously need to rotate it, and it will gradually round it up. Don't know if you can see it. This one is quite old already. I don't really use it. So the next thing, you can have a ball burr if you have a Dremel or a Fordham. And so it's just a burr, and you will put it in your Dremel, and it will rotate it for you. And you will do it on all of the earrings you have, so you don't want your ends to be sharp. Now I have a couple of variations on the fish hook. So I have a friend who loves like making those big round ones. So I already made like 2 larger loops. So you see this one is quite much smaller in comparison to this one. So I just took a larger mandrel, made this shape again, and then I'll just make my the end here. And again, you can do the hook, do your loop this way or on the inside. Let's do on the inside, because why not? So, you know, so just you can see how I do it. So I'll just get my round nose pliers. And do the same here. Yeah, there's another variation. You can make them like much shorter if you want. It's not really there's no rule. You can basically do it depending on your aesthetics. So the next thing we're gonna make is a French fish hook, which looks kind of like this. So again, I already prepared my basic shapes, so I took way too much wire. Probably, what is it? 2.5 to 3 inches maybe, but again, it depends how big you want it to be. So that's the shape ready. Now I will take my flat nose pliers and first I'll squeeze them a little bit and bring it here and make a straight bend, like down. So, you know, so it's like this. So now you can either add a bead here, or you can take a little piece of weaving wire and just make a few rotations, just a little coil or big coil. It really, again, up to you or your project. So what do I have here? That seems enough. Just trim. As always, trim, squeeze, squeeze. Make sure nothing's sticking out. And now we'll just have to make the loop, which goes inside or outside, doesn't really matter. But what we will do is just bend this. Well, I'm going to have my loop going on the inside, so I'll move this slightly outward. Then yes, I said that the wire was way too big, so I am going to trim it. But you know, if for you making loops with longer wire is easier, it's totally valid too. So I will trim it like this and make the loop on the inside. And there. Oh, it's a tiny loop, but oh well. But it is a loop, so that counts. Do the same on the other side. And just like we did with the other wires, I'll just take the flat nose plier and bend a little bit. And again, I will go and sort the backs later. So that's the French fish hook. The next thing we're making is this. I don't know, it's like a high arch thing. So what we'll do is just take our two pieces. Mine are 4 inches long, but you know, maybe bigger or smaller depending on what you want. I'm going to just take the my round nose plier, bring it like slightly off center, and make a bend like this. And then I will take a mandrel, bring this here, and just gently shape it. Oh, there's a little bit of a bend there, so I will have to straighten it with my fingers, which is not a huge deal, but you know, ideally we want to avoid this, but again, it's no huge deal. So I'm just using my hands to shape them. There's probably a more efficient way of making these, but you know, where's the fun in that, right? Okay, so that's the more or less, I like the shape. So what I will do now, I want to make my loop go in either front or again on the inside, depending on where you want. I will just, again, this is too big, so I will trim some. Grab my pliers. Bring the loop up and see if I'm happy with it. You may want to make a little, you know, notch there, or you may not. It really depends on you. You can shorten it. And last but not least, we're going to make something called a beading hoop earring. So I'm going to make mine 1 inch in diameter. And for that, you need a 4.5 inches long piece of wire. So again, I'm going to work with both at the same time. Though here it matters less because, you know, the earring is 1 inch. So I'm just going to bring them both around and make a full loop, so they meet like that. So there's a full circle. So now what we're going to do is where they meet, see the wires, we're going to make a catch, a loop, and thread the other side through. So let's do it. Let's see, I'm going to use the longer one to make the catch, though it doesn't really matter, it's not that big. So I'll just grab the wire, slightly move it to one side, and make a small hoop. You don't want it to be too big because obviously you want the wire to be like quite secure there. So yeah, I'm just going to make a small loop here, bring it, see, bring it around, trim, and I like putting my catch up a little bit, like not a lot, but tiny bit. And now I'll see where my wire meets the catch, which is here. So I want it to go up there slightly. And I'm going to, this is too long because I trimmed the other one. So I'll just quickly trim this a little bit. It doesn't have to be identical just now, we'll fix it later. So I'm just going to put it through. Oh, I somehow managed to make it the same size. I'll put it through and bring it up. Or bring it up and put it through. And there you go. So basically, you will have your stuff on the earring here going all the way, and you will put it on like that and catch it, and that's it, more or less. An important thing when you're making your ear wires is to consider the sturdiness, of your findings. So usually they're made from half hard wire, but not everyone has half hard wire. So what you will do is you will make your earring, right? And you'll take your rawhide mallet and just on both sides. Oh, well, yeah, you hold it so it doesn't do that. Another thing you can do is, like, for example, with this long one, you will take your hammer and like hammer it here so it's totally solid. And another thing I like to do with fish hooks is if you would just take it and gently hammer it at the top. So see, so it kind of like, it gets flattened there, and it also, like, it gets much harder. Yeah, you can do the same with any of them, just either like, just strengthen it with a mallet, flatten it. Same with, it's especially important with these kind of earrings because, if you have soft wire, they are not going to be very sturdy, so you just have to go tap, 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 tap until you are happy with the strength. So yeah, that's much better. Well, anyway, there's a pile of earrings we made today, and I hope you found this useful, and let me know if there's any other findings you want me to show you. Okay, thank you, bye.